Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. Today we are going to talk about something that most hotels guests never even notice, but every hotel in the world depends on it, the night audit process. Now, if you have worked in hotels before, you already know how important the process is, but for normal guests, the term night audit sounds mysterious. It sounds like some secret accounting process happening in the middle of the night. And honestly, that's not completely wrong. Because while guests are sleeping, someone inside the hotel is closing the entire business day, balancing revenue, checking reports, fixing errors, and preparing the hotel for next morning. And if this process goes wrong, operations can become chaotic very quickly. So in this video, I will explain what night audit actually is, why hotels do it every night, what the night auditor really does, and why this process is so critical in hotel operations. First of all, let's understand one important thing. Hotels are very different from other businesses. A normal office is closed in the evening, banks close, restaurants close, but hotels never really close. Guests can check in at 2 a.m., orders food at 4 a.m., extend their stay at morning 7 a.m. This business keeps running 24 by 7. The hotel needs a proper business closing. Therefore, this process, night audit, is done every night in the hotel industry because management need reports, revenue also needs tracking, payments need verification, taxes need calculations. In simple words, night audit is the process of closing one business day and starting the next business day inside the hotel system. Usually, this happens late at night when operations are quieter, when all the guests slept, normally between 12 a.m. to 3 a.m. Now, many people think night audit is only accounting process, but actually, it is a combination of front office operations, finance, system management, reporting, and troubleshooting. And this entire responsibility usually falls on one person, the night auditor. Now, the role of night auditor is much bigger than the most people realize. In many hotels, especially smaller hotels, the night auditor may be someone from front office department. Imagine the situation at 2 a.m. A guest wants check-in, some other guest has some billing issue, somebody calls on phone at front office for extra towels, a room key stopped working, and at the same time, the auditor is balancing the entire hotel's revenue. That's why night audit can become stressful at some times because the hotel is still operating while financial closing is happening. Now let's understand why and what the auditor checks during the night. The most important goal is very simple. Everything must balance. Every room sold, every payment received, every restaurant bill, every tax posting, everything should match properly inside the system. For example, the hotel sold rooms worth rupees 5 lakhs today, but the payments are showing only 4.7 lakhs. Immediately, it clicked in the mind of night auditor that there is some problem. So he start troubleshooting and finding the issue where this 30,000 difference has gone. Now the auditor has to find whether a posting has failed or the room charge was missed or payment was not settled properly or it may be settled in some other room or whether somebody made some operational mistake by adding that invoice in that particular room. And this checking process happens every single night. The auditor usually verifies room revenue, restaurant revenue, payment settlements, credit card batch close, and room status mismatches. Sometimes they have to check also complimentary rooms given, discounts, package postings, rates posted for the day, taxes, and also city ledger balances. Everything they have to check, because once the business day is closed, those reports become official records. Now, one of the most important moments during the night audit is called the day rollover. This is when the hotel PMS officially changed from one business day to the next. Now, from outside, this sounds very simple, but technically, this is a very sensitive process, because during rollover, the system has to post room charges, calculate taxes, close bills, update occupancy, generate reports, carry forward balances, and prepare the next business day, all automatically. And if something goes wrong here, operations can become messy by morning. Guests may get wrong bills, revenue figures may become inaccurate, sometimes even room keys stopped working, and interfaces also at the other outlets also stop working properly. That's why experienced night auditors become extremely valuable in hotels, because they know where mistakes can usually happen, what reports to verify, and how to catch issues before morning. Now, another very important part of night audit is reporting. Every morning, hotel managers want answers. Questions like, what was today's occupancy? How many rooms we have sold? What was our ADR? What was RevPAR? How much revenue came from rooms? How much revenue came from food and beverages? And how many arrivals are for the day and departure also. And almost all this information comes from the night audit process. That's why night audit is not just night reception shift work, but it's actually the financial heartbeat of the hotel. And honestly, guests barely realize this entire operation is happening while they are sleeping in their rooms. Now, let me tell you something interesting. The smoother a hotel feels to guests, the more invisible the back end operations usually are. Guests only see clean lobby, smooth check-in, correct bills, working room keys, but behind all this, there are systems and people constantly managing operational complexities. And night audit is one of the biggest examples of this invisible work. By early morning, the audit is completed, revenues are balanced, the business day changed, and the morning shift take over. Most of our guests will never even know this process happened. But without night audit, modern hotels simply cannot operate properly. So next time you walk through a quiet hotel lobby late night, remember, somewhere behind the desk, someone is balancing revenue, checking reports, solving system errors, and preparing the entire hotel for the next day operations. Not glamorous, not visible, but absolutely essential. Thank you for watching. And if you enjoy hospitality operations, hotel finance, revenue management, and behind the scene hotel systems, please subscribe to the channel. This is a new channel, and I'm also learning and improving with every video. See you in the next one. Thank you, guys.